All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Space Brothers, episode 21. All right, Caleb, rock, paper, scissors, let's go. No.
Yeah. And all this is going to be determined in one throw. And I'm excited to see who they landed on because this is truly random, which could be that, it's just absolutely Serica and Muta immediately.
But that also doesn't need to have any bearing on what Jaxa actually picks.
Exactly.
And what I'm excited for in a kind of sadistic way
is
all right, we're all getting towards the end. All right, who's going to win? All right, and I'll go home and in 2 months we'll tell you the results of who won.
Yeah, exactly.
God damn it, we have to wait again.
I can very much see that happening. I also find the main point of this that the rock, paper, scissors is to show that they might have even understood that at this point it was more that they decided upon something as a team and that Jaxa had already kind of picked who their ones they were going to pick are going to be.
Yep.
But they wanted to see if you guys added, anything more to the scales,
Right.
And that's important because you guys are going to have a perspective that not everyone else at Jaxa will have, but you also might help other things be brought up to the surface that they wouldn't have seen otherwise.
Sure.
So, yeah, let's go. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
You can't be serious.
Yeah. And you said it, Yasan, it's perfectly fair.
あれらしいね。ねえ。
とはいえ、私
All
は
right.
じゃんけん自体が楽しいと思ったわけじゃない。
Let's do this. I kind of want to see them throw,
Mm-hmm. 単なるわがままだったが、私のわがままはみんなに伝わった。
All right, are they going to do it where they hide it behind their back and then
Maybe.
Because you can't do it this way because people can see the ways in which you move your fingers and reflexively change their mind.
やっと終わる。
I'll be throwing paper. Wait, no, you can't do that. Wow, that's cheeky. Okay.
Fun.
たった一回で決まった。
Yeah, one round.
二人が勝って三人が負けた。
Right.
まるで最初から勝つのはこの二人だと決まっていたかのようだった。
Oh. Not going to show us, huh?
Huh, well, all right.
Serica won because she looked the most embarrassed of winning that way. The way she was looking off to the side.
Right.
She maybe felt a little bit well, okay.
See, the five of them just should have formed a League of Legends team once.
I don't think that Muta won. I don't think that Muta won the rock, paper, scissors. They left all bummed looking almost.
こんなじゃんけんもあるんだな。
That's one way.
Well, yeah, because they just did it with rock, paper, scissors. At the very least, it'd be anticlimactic.
そろそろ行こっか。
Yep, time to let him out. Yeah, they really did seal them in.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna vomit once they get out,
Sure.
The whole submarine effect.
Uh-huh. Breathing such clean air for so long.
Hey, okay.
Yeah. These people have been watching you for 2 weeks. What is that?
It's that whole thing where you put it in front of your face. You go, mm.
うわ、完全に忘れてたわ。
Right.
Yep.
そんなんあったな、そういえば。
The secret bus.
時計付きバス。帰りも乗んのか？
ムックン。
Hey.
Who'd y'all pick?
ここ極秘施設ちゃうんか。
外に出ていいんですか？
もういいの。あ、オープン。
It's not actually a top secret facility at all.
This guy's so funny. Yeah. Blinded by the light. It's quiet. So they're in the country.
やっぱ本物はいいね。
Wow.
They're just at JAXA.
That's funny. Yeah.
Wow.
がっかりした？がっかりした？がっかりしたよね。ねえ、いいね。その腑に落ちない顔もビンゴ。
ビン
Bingo!
ゴ。
もう残念ながら極秘技術者たちに作らせたね。ハリボテバスで。
And you guys went for
Wow.
a big drive out and about, and then
Yeah,
you came
yeah.
straight back. That's funny.
I love it.
That's funny.
I love it. Oh, right, because of course, if they're observing everything, then
Yeah.
これって30試験の時のやつ？
Huh?
それその白いパズル。
Oh!
nice.
That it's signed.
JAXA の人がくれるって言うからさ、
Oh,
記念に B 班のみんなにサインをもらったんだ。
That's
that's
awesome.
really good idea.
Yeah.
しやがって。さすが青春男。
Nah, it's actually kind of mature because it's a
It's a memory.
it's a connection piece with every single one of those people too.
何スープだい？
Oh,
どんぐり。
amazingly tasty acorn soup. So
Right.
good.
一個だけプロっぽいサインは？溝口くん？
ああ、そうなんだ。彼の中じゃ宇宙飛行士になるのが確定してたんだな。
Past tense.
必死さには勝てなかったよ。
Whoa.
予定通り彼は先へ進み、
Whoa.
僕は残れなかった。
Whoa.
何言ってんだよ、
Wait,
ケンジ。まだチャンスはあるって最後に理事長が言ってたろ。
Oh, they're bringing this up. To have
今回選ばれた計6名はね、これからこちらが選ぶ数名とともにヒューストンへ行っていただきます。
Oh, they won't even necessarily become astronauts. They're just going
Okay.
there to get trained. Ah.
Gotcha.
NASA で行います。
And then from
ですから今
them-
回選ばれなかった皆さんにもチャンスはあるかもね。
Wait, so it actually has huge impact on whether or not. Oh my god.
このチャンスにかけるしかねえんだよ。俺もな。
Okay, so who won of you two?
よう来てくれたね。お疲れさん、お疲れさん。馬場さん、は
Oh,
じめまして。古谷です。
cool.
ちょっと遠いがな。
Yeah, the email, yeah.
でも心は大阪。ほんまや。この人もほんまに小さいんや。
Yeah.
座り。はい。ほんまはな、君以外にも喜びのメールとかファックスとかいっぱい反応もろてんで。僕らが開発した宇宙服に感謝歓迎。
Dang.
Oh.
Yeah.
君のが一番熱かったな。
そうなんすか。
上田君、カルピス2つ頼むわ。僕は牛乳割りで。
Nice, nice.
まさかあのメールの青年がほんまに3次試験まで行くとはな。これはすごいことや。
Yeah, it is incredible.
馬場さん、
Oh. He's being showed first because
俺メールで大口叩きすぎました。
Hmm.
すんません。
Whoa. He learned his lesson in those 2 weeks.
Right.
But did he also not get picked?
じゃんけんに負けまして。
Wow.
んじゃんけん
Yeah, what?
Well, we did end up saying that what Muta needed now was to be lucky.
お待たせしました。こちら牛乳カルピス7対3です。
70-30. Nice.
どうぞ。
あ、どうも。
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a vending machine drink. And they just mixed it with some milk.
と実物見てみるか。新しい宇宙服。
Oh.
Yeah.
いいんすか？
あ、
めっちゃ見たいです。
Yeah. So that's one. That's
Okay.
one confirmed. Who are we focusing on next? Are you meeting Serika? Are you meeting
Maybe.
Serika for coffee?
Oh my god.
あの人これからデートですかね。
No doubt about
違
it.
うじゃろ。彼女がいるよ。
Wow! Savage!
Destruction 100. Oh my god.
Nope, nope,
Yes.
nope. Nope.
アウト。
Oh! Oh!
Wait, wait.
That's a sorry I'm late kind of.
遅れました。
Oh! Oh! Ah!
Yeah.
She's cheering for him! And the guy's just like, wait,
Oh my
really?
god.
本当に。
Fantastic.
いや
I know the feeling.
すぎるぜ。セリカさんと外で食事だなんて。
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
いや全然。
And then they're all back down.
フレアもまだ来てないから
Wow.
Yes, they're all friends!
Oh my god.
This is amazing.
はどうか。
Muta is distraught.
Yeah. Right,
The
right.
twitch. Yeah.
乾杯。
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Damn. Yeah.
二人っきりならどんなに。
You got
He
me
thinks
going
he's Tom
there.
Cruise. Bro
Yeah.
thought he was Tom Cruise.
俺が13の頃、近所の文房具屋の福引きで5等の景品を当てた。
Okay.
Oh, and did this set him on that course? Like just this?
宇宙飛行士の写真、裏面には宇宙服の細かい説明があっ
Whoa.
た。なんでか知らんけどこれにハマった。
And
Just
that's all
thought it
it
was the
took.
coolest thing.
過酷な宇宙で生きるための技術が詰まったこの宇宙服はいわば最小の宇宙船なのです。
Nice.
塔の下敷きが人生変えた瞬間やった。
Dang.
It is crazy how that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah.
もう俺の中では決まっていた。将来は絶対この最小の宇宙船を身にまとい、
Nice.
宇宙遊泳しながら地球を眺めたる。
Oh, I'm getting emotional.
そうや。宇宙飛行士になるには158センチ以上必要。
Oh.
Really?
は158センチ以下の人に合う宇宙服が NASA にもないから。一着作るのに十数億かかる宇宙服。使用頻度の少ないサイズは作られることはなかった。
Wow.
背伸ばすしかないやんけ。
And so he drank lots of milk, but it didn't work.
He's like, well, the Cro-Magnons did it. I can do it. you
That's
know?
right.
バスケをやりまくったり、足をダンベルで引っ張ったり。
Ah.
お
Honestly,
やつといえば
the best thing you could have done would have been just sleep a lot.
大学も理系を出たっちゅうのに。
Oh.
身長だけは応募条件に届かんかった。
That sucks.
That's cruel.
Yeah.
用が足りんくてスタートラインにすら立てへんかった。だから悔しくてな、これ作ったんや。
Whoa. Look at it.
And it's gonna be at a height where he can see his reflection in the mask.
僕は君が羨ましいで。まだ君はこれを着て宇宙へ行けるチャンスがたっぷりあんねんから。じゃんけんで負けたかなんか知らんけど飛行士になるチャンスは昔より広がった。君はそういう時代に生まれ
You
た。
were born at a good
あとは
time.
君次第や。
はい。
All right. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so empowering of an episode. Like,
お母さんが広げてくれたチャンスを無駄にはできひん。俺は絶対あの宇宙服着るで。
Yeah.
遠い先でも。まあとりあえず今日は宇宙に一番近づいたあの二人を祝ってやる
which
な。
two?
God damn it.
Fuck off with that! Come on! All right.
They-
The
I-
episode has given us an emotional thing with
with Furuya.
Yasan, with Yasushi.
Yep. That was great.
But then also given us the stunning reveal that JAXA did in fact let them pick their two in whatever way they wanted, because at this point any of you could be astronauts. They wouldn't care which of you they picked.
Right.
And they
That
might
is
grab
crazy.
They might grab some other ones later, but it does come down ultimately to the luck of the draw there.
Right.
In some groups more explicitly than others. And in some ways that makes me feel great about the group A. Because they did actually let it be purely random.
Oh yeah, no, I know. But then it's like, you let
I know. Are you kidding me?
like you're what? But then I feel bad for Kenji.
Yeah.
Although, he gets to spend more time with his family now, so it's like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah,
great.
and he could be an astronaut later. I think the other thing that's really important here is that being an astronaut versus knowing that you have everything it takes to be an astronaut is not necessarily some small difference.
No.
But it's not an inordinately astronomical difference, too. Pun very much intended.
I would argue that it quite literally is an astronomical difference.
Yes. No, I understand that. But I think it's not that astronomical of a difference because, Yasan, you are not just born at a good time. You had what it took.
Yeah.
And while you were a bit cocky coming into this test,
Oh, yeah.
you grew so much just in that short period of time.
Oh, yeah. Over the course of this arc, he's the one that I ended up rooting for the most. Right? Because, there are people that you go into it rooting for.
Yeah,
right?
I was rooting for Serika from day one.
Yeah, exactly.
I was rooting for Muta on day one.
Yeah,
I
same
wasn't
with Kenji,
rooting for the old guy.
Oh,
Fukuda.
yeah.
Yeah, Fukuda.
Yeah.
I wasn't rooting for him in the beginning.
Nope.
By the end of the arc, I was rooting for him. By the end of the arc, I was rooting for Nita as well.
Yeah.
But Yasan, Furuya, I was very much rooting for you.
Yeah.
And in a lot of the ways, it was because of how stark of a contrast his situation was at the beginning, by being literally in an inferiority complex, and that he was panicking almost in how things were constantly outside of his control.
Right.
And now we see here why things being outside of his control has got him so high strung, is that up until really recently, he was off by 2 centimeters in terms of the minimum required height to even be an astronaut.
Right.
That is cruel.
Yeah.
That's
cruel. Brutal.
Because one, I understand if you have somebody that's too short to even see within the suit, that makes sense.
Right.
But a 2 centimeter difference.
Yeah, it's the but come on, couldn't you put
that's how
something in the
precise-
shoes, or...
But that's how precise everything is in space, is it comes down to those 2 centimeters sometimes.
Yep.
And you can't risk other people's lives and
sure.
potentially, as they said, billions of yen on your height just being slightly off when they're literally flush with people to pick from. The idea that here they had 15 people that they were happy with any of them being picked, and they're like, cut it down to 6 minimum. So, 50% of you probably just aren't going to be astronauts. You could be an astronaut later, but you won't be an astronaut, it's like getting picked for the Olympics. It's the idea that every 4 years we're going to send people for these specific sports. Hopefully considering if this sport makes it into the next round of Olympics and everything.
Sure.
But then it's there were 3 other people that were competing for the spot with you, and any one of you could have done it, but we did it with somebody that had a 100th of a second faster run time.
Or even just the people that are at the Olympics, but they're there's the name that everybody knows, Biles or something like that, right? And then there's the people that are also there, right? And it's
That's just life.
Yeah.
So in some ways, the cruel kind of indifferent nature of this feels realistic.
Yeah.
I do feel bad for Kenji in that he had all the good heart reasons to be there.
Yep.
And yet, in some ways, you can see that he's not as disappointed as he could be, because he realized in the middle of the test that no, he wouldn't want to miss those years with his daughter.
Right.
And maybe if his daughter was older, he'd be okay with it. but not
Right.
these years, not
Yeah.
these formative years.
Uh-huh.
And so it's a these formative years.
Uh-huh.
And so it's a bittersweet victory for everybody
absolutely.
here. Now we know that of the 4 that are going to the place to eat at, I mean, and Yasan is on his way. He's just late. 2 of them are going to be astronauts. So that's a 50% chance that Muta's going to be an astronaut.
Yep.
That's a 50% chance that Serica's going to be an astronaut.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And
this
let's
is
be
gonna
real.
this is
Let's
gonna
be
be
real.
good.
It's better than that. like
You think so?
Well, okay, I guess because they did it by rock paper scissors. So theoretically, Fukuda could be an astronaut.
Yeah, I don't
But,
think Fukuda is going to be an
I
astronaut.
don't think Fukuda is going to be. I think Nita could be. But yeah, like Muta and Serika, that's who it's.
So
But
so,
the- no,
so
okay.
here's the thing. Here's the
Okay.
thing. They have really honed in on this episode in a meta kind of way about we can just pick somebody too.
Right.
I think that Muta is going to be picked because they've focused so much on this.
Okay.
I think that Nita and Serika are the ones that did this here. Mm-hmm. And I think that they genuinely are the kind of smart people who are like, these dumbasses probably watch anime. Let's pick paper. I also want to discuss something rather silly because they threw straight forward in front of the middle just because I'm still not over the rock, paper, scissors
Yeah.
kind
No,
of
I
thing
know.
here.
I was over it. Now I'm not.
When you throw rock, paper, scissors, you can tell if somebody is not going to move their fingers and thus they're throwing rock, right?
Okay.
It's very easy to tell. If someone throws scissors, it's extremely obvious because of the thumb basically needing to part to make room for the index and middle finger. I'm giving away my rock, paper, scissors.
I feel like
hacks
it's
for you all.
I feel like it's easier to tell that they're gonna do paper than scissors, right? Because
No. So I'm going to basically bring up the yes, no, I get what you're saying here, but paper is less precise of movement. Paper is
Okay.
just an explosion at the very end.
Okay.
So in a weird way,
I'm throwing rock. Oh no, I guess it's paper.
No. I'm telling you, this is why you don't throw rock, paper, scissors looking at the other people because of everything happening in those microseconds here.
Yeah.
You can start to pull things apart to make it like,
And then
just solidify at the end. And it's possible to cheat. It's possible to cheat. I'm saying this as somebody that might have cheated at rock, paper, scissors effectively in their life.
I feel like I'm pretty good
times.
at rock, paper, scissors, and I entirely go off of vibes. I'm like, I try and get in the other person's head, like, or now a clever man,
And then there's me that's just empty head, like no thinking, except for when I'm looking at somebody that's going to be throwing directly in front of me, and I'm like, I'm looking at their fingers, and I'm like, if they start delivering what they're doing here on the way down, you can kind of just tell if you just choose between one of two things.
I don't
always.
For me, it's that you could
Either
go
rock
for
or
physical,
paper,
you could go for physical tells, or just the fact that people aren't actually being random.
Yes.
Like with computers, they're being pseudo-random.
Yes.
And you just need to crack what the seed is for their pseudo-random, right? Because they won't do the same thing a certain number of times in a row unless they
That is true, but this is only for one throw. So
right.
The thing with me here is that I think that there's a predisposition for people to throw rock because it requires the least amount of
And so
complex movement.
if you freeze up, you end up throwing rock.
Yes.
Yeah.
But throwing paper specifically, I think a lot of people will. And again, this could be just you always do this.
Right.
But it could also be the thing that as you come down, some people will rotate in preparation to do this.
Yeah, then they deserve to lose.
They deserve to lose. Yeah, exactly. So I think that Nita and Serika threw the same thing. Well, they threw this. They were the two.
Okay.
And
so regardless of what the results are for the rock, paper, scissors,
that's
right?
my prediction.
Or of like which ones they chose and things like that. So I think there's a lot of reasoning for why it's poetic either way, with Muta either winning or losing the rock, paper, scissors.
Sure.
Because they brought up the whole idea of like, hey, at this point, you just need to get lucky. I didn't get lucky, maybe you will, right? Mm-hmm. So if Muta does end up being lucky, awesome, right? Great. If he doesn't end up being lucky, then it can be something where he has more of a chance to prove himself.
Yeah.
Maybe he gets chosen or something like that.
I think that's 100% what's going to happen. The guy who, Tadashi, is going to send him to Houston on his recommendation. There's going to be a bonus slot basically specifically for Muta.
Okay.
I would bet money on that.
Yeah, I would be
100%.
very surprised if at this point, like, because there's that part of me that, you know, back when I was like looking at things before Muta started like the testing to become an astronaut, of just like, well, yeah, no, you're not going to be able to become an astronaut, but maybe like something adjacent, you know, right? Like,
This is Space Brothers.
well, this is Space Brothers. No, yeah. And there was part of me that's thinking like he could be down there and, you know, well, he's up there or something. But now I'm like, no, he's going to be an astronaut.
Yeah.
That's just how it's going to work. But
And then Psych, it's actually Fukuda and Muta that are the ones that won the rock, paper, scissors. They're like, we're scissor bros. Yeah.
Fukuda made a funny face before they threw off their game. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited about the idea of these characters also sticking around for the long term, given that we're watching a 100 episode anime. There's plenty of time to have these characters grow and develop over the course of time, regardless of whoever becomes astronauts.
We can see Yasushi in episode 60, and he's like, cool, I'm an astronaut now. And it's like, hell yeah, dude.
Or even
welcome.
if he's not an astronaut, they're getting together for drinks and hanging out and talking about the experiences of what it's like to be astronauts.
Sure. Also,
I think that that's very much on the table here.
the detail of it just being like a random thing that he won in a contest, you know?
Yeah.
A random little thing where he got lucky, basically, that made him think, you know what? Yeah,
I'd like to do that.
That'd be really cool.
That'd be
Astronauts
awesome.
are really awesome, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That hit me right in the heart. That thumped the right
because
aorta.
you never know what's going to cause something like that to happen, right? It doesn't always make sense. It's just, you know, sometimes it just happens.
Yeah. I thought back to multiple moments in my life when seeing that of what were the things that people gave me specifically that then ended up becoming big deals for me that they probably thought, you know, oh, I forgot about it 3 days later, you know? Just the idea that, like, you know, someone gave that to the kid there as, like, the reward.
Right.
But it's someone chose that as the reward for 5th place.
Sure.
So, like, an example of this for me was someone once gave me a book of paper airplanes and how to make them.
Oh.
And I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I became obsessed with how to make paper airplanes. To this day, I still make paper airplanes. Many different kinds that I've memorized how to make specifically. Not easy ones, complex ones.
Yeah.
And anytime I'm hanging out with like nieces, nephews, or like little baby cousins and stuff, I'll make paper airplanes for them and give it to them as like a, hey, here's a toy to play with, basically.
Yeah.
I immediately am the coolest person ever.
Yeah.
Because they're like, what?
How are you making it do stunts?
How'd you do that?
Yeah,
you know?
Uh-huh.
And I think the other part that I really like is you end up picking up something that you don't immediately think, oh, this is going to change my life or what have you.
Sure.
But you then from there go to find the book. And then from reading the book, then you go and find the learning material.
Right.
And
it just sort of sticks with you. Oh, this is cool.
Or
and
compounds on itself.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Because some of the things you can see this at sometimes where like people will give a kid a thing to see if it inspires them.
Right.
But the kid won't take that and go, oh, I'm going to run with that and do all this other stuff. But sometimes it does, where I feel like that's almost what it is to be like an adult helping out a kid, is you don't grab them and be like, look at this thing, it's amazing. You just hand them the thing and do they go, ooh, this is awesome.
Right.
Like,
well, and that's,
I was just going to say, like, I'm thinking about like when you give a kid like certain toys or certain like, I don't know, like a ball or something, and then they're like, whoa, okay.
Well, or for me, just books.
Books is a great example,
right? Like, do they get bit by the reading bug?
Yeah.
And it can be the, silliest thing sometimes that starts it.
Yep.
And then it's just, oh, these are awesome.
These are so cool.
And then, you're done, right? The rest is history, right? Like, that's just how it is. Like your brain gives you that little happy kickback, right? And then you're like you just keep chasing it, right? And you keep getting it when you chase it.
I was given a computer game at age 6. And for whatever reason that one stuck with me.
Yeah.
And then I loved strategy games, RPGs, and other associated games like that, where you had you had to like build something, and that definitely shaped a part of who I am.
Oh yeah,
I would say.
We definitely played a lot of Age of Empires as kids.
Well, right, but I also played like a lot of story games specifically where you had to like build a character and stuff, and those ones I think like stuck with me all the way to where now that I like D&D and books and RPGs and all this stuff, there's a common thread between them of liking stories, and now here we are on a channel where we're obsessed with stories. And I think part of my obsession with it came down to some of the video games and stuff that I was, and books also that I was introduced to at a very young age that kind of shaped me like that. So, yeah, that's wild.
It is wild.
Yeah, because you have the perspective of time when you're, you know, beyond that point, but it really does take sometimes a little bit of a recall or a trip down memory lane to realize, wait, what were the natural consequences of this thing being brought into my environment? Did I then go from there? Like, you can examine the cause-effect relationship, you know?
Well, just me thinking about, like, how I ended up getting into fencing, right? That was fencing because of the writing group that I formed because of the channel, you know, that happened because, you know, on a kind of a whim, right? You know? That's quite a set of circumstances, you know, to lead to something, and it's like, oh, well, but there you are.
There you are. Yeah. But wow. This show keeps baiting us and teasing us with actual answers.
Like
about things.
this was a very sweet episode.
I
loved it. And also,
how dare you?
Come on. Like
at this point it's getting ridiculous.
It is truly getting ridiculous. It's been like 4 episodes, I feel like, since it's like, all right, the test is basically over. Who's gonna be become an astronaut? And it's just like, all right, and find out next episode. Nope, the next one.
And it's called Space Brothers, for God's sake. Like,
at this point,
we know Muta's going to be an astronaut eventually.
But can you imagine how much of a tease this would be if Muta wasn't after all this time?
That's what I'm saying. He's not going to be. And then later, at the end of this episode,
to tease it even more.
They'll then tease that Tadashi is going to try and recommend him, and then it's the whether or not that will actually
there you go.
be enough to lead him into actually becoming an astronaut, because then he'll go to Houston for the interviews, which doesn't necessarily guarantee that he'll be an astronaut.
Right, exactly. Which is a good thing to point out.
Right. So, yeah, y'all, we just have to wait until then. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. And also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. See if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.